go here with Christian Alshon serving at 0-0-2.
And right away, third shot drive.
And a quick firefight. We're at 1-0-2. But that's what we're going to see. I think we're just going to see a lot of power. 4 players that all have really strong power games. Julian with a speed up there a little bit in the transition area.
Now, Jim, do you think these the players, the pace, increasing the pace of the game, is that you think has anything to do with the current conditions, with the kind of the liveliness of this ball, or is the liveliness of the paddles, or players right now are looking to kind of just change the game up a little bit?
Well, I think it's definitely a combination. I'm curious to see, you know, the ball is new to all of us. I've talked to the pros a lot about the ball, and haven't seen it much in this cooler condition, so I'm wondering how it'll react. But the ball definitely plays very fast, faster than Dura in some ways on the bounce, and we'll see it on the serves. You can get some topspin on the ball where it hops up, and sometimes when you hit sort of a flat power serve, it kind of unexpectedly stays down, and so we see more service winners, serve return errors than we're used to from watching the players play with the Dura.
That's a fantastic drive. Look at that dip. Zane really takes the head of that paddle, really keeps that low, comes through the ball, gives it that shape.
Yeah, one thing, and there we see the odd bounce, stay in. The hop up. Erik Lange putting it.
We need someone big. A rapper? No, this person needs more of a Saint kind of vibe.
Dude, I got it. Super Bowl MVP.
Won't be a breeze to get him, but we should go for it.
I wouldn't settle for less.
So you think you make it on the Pro Tour?
Pro Tour? Going pro is in my blood, George.
Well, making pros is what we do.
Well, let's do this then.
And you can just see that. I'm not sure, Jim, yet. This is, we're up 5-0 now. I don't think I've seen one third shot drop.
Well, that's what we saw from Navratil and Lange yesterday, is just power pickleball. And good move by Zane, poaching over there with a backhand. (6-1-2).
There, beautiful third shot drop. A little bit on his falling backwards, but was able to, again, get under that ball, give a nice dip right over the net.
7-1-2. Very fast start for Lange and Navratil here. Well, one thing I think we're seeing is, you know, obviously Zane and Erik are playing a very fast power game. A lot of times you'll see when the opponents are hitting hard, it kind of with them. I think they might want to start walking the ball up the court. Just another error there from Alshon on the great drive.
Right now, Christian needs to just kind of settle down a little bit, take a deep breath, and see if he can just get himself to slow that ball down, give himself some rhythm here. And that might just be the start. Let's see how they capitalize on this opportunity now. There they go. Oh. So that was the right shot, I think, for them. I was happy to see that he didn't drive that third. Unfortunately, he just missed that.
Quick side out there. Not what Christian and Julian needed. 10-1-2.
Yeah, incorrect call by the referee. 10-1. Yeah.
Yeah, she said 10-1-2. I said 10-1-2.
Correct.
10-1-1.
Oh.
Great exchange there. And there's game one. Wow.
That, well, we knew we were going to have a fast-paced game. I just didn't think it was going to be a fast completion of a game.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
And Julian can make adjustments here in game 2. They're obviously fantastic players. We'll see if they can make the adjustments and win a game 2.
Oh. And at first, Andiamo comes out.
A little behind.
I think the first game just, I think the first game just didn't have even enough time for an Andiamo to be generated. But there we go. I think now they're going to see the rhythm. They're starting to get, again, the nice thing, have a very short memory. Very short memory.
1-0-1. They've already scored as many points in game 2 as they scored in game 1, so they should be happy about that. But
yeah, right there, Christian needs to think about just resetting that ball there. He was a little bit on his heels, and especially when you fall back a little bit, you got to just look to be more on the defensive and neutral as opposed to being offensive.
I'll tell you right now, if you're Christian and Julian, you should know what's coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's pretty predictable. I think by the second shot, it's a speed up.
0-1-1 here in game 2.
Boy, I tell you, that ball is coming off that paddle like there's no tomorrow.
Well, we have Erik Lange using the new hula paddle. Dave, what do you think about that new hula paddle?
Yeah, I haven't actually played with it at all. Definitely there's a sound to it that is very, very solid. I'm interested to get out there and when they just have a look, see how that compares. Again, I play with the Onyx paddles. I'm very happy with those paddles, but with all the different companies we have out there, there's a lot of options for players nowadays.
Well, I've heard that there's over 800 paddle companies now.
Well, that was yesterday. I believe today's 900.
Most of them obviously are just buying a generic paddle from China and so on. A couple of factories there that make them, but there's definitely a few companies that put some engineering, some tech into their paddles, and they're coming up with some really powerful weapons out there. The hula paddle, obviously, I've heard a lot about. The other one that we hear a lot about is the Gearbox elongated Pro Power paddle, the one that some of you may remember Chris Hayworth used to beat Ben Johns in singles a couple of tournaments ago, and that got a lot of publicity. I've tried that paddle. That paddle has some amazing power. I know it's been tested. Some of the guys on YouTube that take more of a scientific approach to paddle reviews have found that that paddle is twice as fast as any other then existing paddle on counters. And I've heard that this new hula paddle is a rival to that Gearbox.
Yes, very, very interesting to me about with regards to the testing. Obviously, these paddles are all getting tested daily, and the parameters. I'm not exactly sure. I'll admit I don't know what the parameters are of the testing, but we've got. I think these paddle companies are definitely pushing the limits to the edge. Everyone trying to get the most out of a paddle that you can. Now, granted, with that being said, I will say one thing I don't think we talk enough about actually is also protective eyewear, Jim. And I think that's something that players really need to start considering with the pace that these balls are coming and with the technology on the paddles. This is definitely something that could lead to some serious injuries.
Well, I know Lucy Kovalova got hit on the cheekbone last night, a deflection off of her own paddle. You know, to the extent there's some potential danger in pickleball, it's often deflections either off your own paddle or off your partner's paddle more so than getting hit by the opponent. Racquetball, of course, is a sport where they used to not require eyewear and now do.
Very nice shot.
Nice little flip there by Julian. So I think Christian and Julian have made the appropriate adjustment here, trying to slow the game down. We've actually seen a couple of dink points here. And that is the Navratil Lange game right there.
Yeah, Zane is getting a fantastic dip on that drive, allowing Erik to just come in, be big in that middle. If you look at a lot of these, if it's a rec player and you're watching these, location of these drives, when you're driving the ball and you're looking to set up that shake and bake, or even that shake, you're looking to hit at your opponents at their inside hip a lot, or right at their body. Most of the time that allows that, if they do block that ball is going to be more centralized in that court, allowing your partner to be able to close and finish that ball. You drive too much down the line, that's really becoming a passing shot, and your opponent can not easily help you, as they would have to run all the way across the court in order to poach that shot. A little wind starting to pick up here. Looks like it's going a little bit.
2-2-2. Christian a little disgusted with himself off that last shot. Oh, a mix-up there.
Two balls. That what I would say is should be, well, high slow forehand ball coming. It looked like I
think Erik had a good high backhand there, but he was yielding to the forehand. Alshon just a little bit
seems
off
a little
today.
off today, right? I was just gonna say just a little bit, almost hurrying, or just not getting set underneath that ball to lift that ball enough.
2-3-1. Good lead there by Julian.
Erik actually a nice poach with a drive with a self poach, just kind of overcooked it.
2-3-2.
Yeah, a little miscommunication.
Do you think they were trying to switch there?
Well,
or was Julian going for
Julian thought they were switching. Christian was pretty adamant that he was not switching, which left half that deuce side of the court open.
Maybe Julian gave him the I formation signal.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that play right there by Julian. I mean, I pretty much you could read that he was going to speed that up. And right now, I think he does not want to play into that game.
I think Julian particularly has a tendency to, if the opponents are playing fast, he'll play fast.
Correct, and you got to be careful getting stuck into that same groove that we were just saying. Yeah, again.
3-4-2, Alshon serving.
Now, if you're Lange and Navratil, I think you just keep to the same game plan. You're probably driving 90% of your thirds. You're looking to poach. You're looking to be aggressive. It's working. You don't change it.
Yeah. They're steamrolling. You just keep trying to steamroll. Gosh, another Andiamo.
Yeah.
And it's medal action on the grandstand court. Zane Navratil and Erik Lange against Christian Alshon and Julian Arnold. I'm Jim Kloss, joined by Dave Furman on the commentary today. Lange and Navratil won game one, 11-1 in 8 minutes. Now we're in game two, a little bit more competitive and close at 5-4. Arnold and Alshon in the lead. We've seen Lange and Navratil pick up where they left off yesterday with a high-powered, very fast style. Alshon and Arnold having a little bit of trouble adjusting to it, although certainly they're doing better here in game two.
Lange serving a 5-5, and again the drive is going to. Yeah, boy, they're just putting that pressure on there. Julian made some kind of comment to the referee. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't hear, or I believe he did, but I'm not sure the nature of that conversation.
Maybe he asked him to slow Erik and Zane down.
Got him. Yeah. Yeah, he's barking at the referee about something. Are you able to hear what he's saying?
No, I don't know what the complaint would be exactly.
And he's
The serve, maybe? Is he thinking Erik's serving too high?
Boy, this is just.
PA Desert Ridge Open. We've got Erik Lange and Zane Navratil up a game in 8-5-2 in the second game. We had a little bit of controversy relating to Alshon and Arnold questioning, I think, the serve. Dave, what have you picked up on that?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a concern about regarding, I believe, where Julian's concern is at the point of where Erik is dropping that ball from. He feels like it's a little bit above the waist. Again, that's a question for the referee. It's a subjective question. For me, it's really hard to, when I'm watching it, to really tell from the angle where the referee is standing. I think that's even more difficult to be able to discern.
6-9-1 here. Arnold and Alshon needing a run, or this match is going to be over really, really quickly. Of course, we've got the new serve rules this year that the pros are adjusting to, where they're supposed to, in order to ensure that they're not hitting the serve above the waist, they're supposed to hold the ball waist high or lower and drop it. You can't toss it upward. And it's certainly the taller players have an advantage. I noticed with Pickleball, obviously a very tall player, he seemed to have a little bit of an advantage.
Little bad roll on that net. Lots of little chatter back and forth between the players.
Some extra smack talk there from Julian.
Yeah. One thing I know is I'm not a very good smack talker, and the other thing I know even better, Jim, is I usually don't smack talk when I'm losing. 8-9-2, but they are making a nice run here.
8-9-2. This is a big point. You don't want to give them. And they got it. 9-9-2. Julian, I think, trying to get under Erik's skin.
All right, here we go. Now it's getting a little heated.
9-9-2, another big point.
Oh. I don't know if Erik seemed like he was taking a lot off on that ball, because it seemed fairly high that there was a pretty easy put-aways, but it felt like he was playing a little tight there.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. 9-9-1.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it seems Erik's like taking a little bit off on that swing. He's not finishing his swing all the way through and has made it feel.
Oh, that one did look high. That definitely looked high.
Yeah. So, first serve, you get a warning after that. And wow. After that, another call on a serve becomes a fault.
10-9-2, we've got an early match point here.
Yeah, that's a good fish.
Julian pretty fired up here, and seems to be aiming the smack talk Erik Lange's way.
Yeah, well, it's definitely had some effectiveness on. Boy, from here it actually looked like that ball was maybe going long.
Yeah, I thought it was long too.
Yeah, okay.
9-10-2. Alshon and Arnold need this point. Oh, you don't want to leave your third in the net on that.
Yeah.
And we've got match point number 3 here on the Zane Navratil's paddle. Serving at 10-9-2, having won the first game 11-1.
Oh, been appropriate to finish that with a shake and bake, but they were able to defend.
Some nice controlled shots by Christian Alshon. He's been a little shaky this match, but well played point there. I think that's Ami Arnold number 32 or something.
Yeah, I think you lost a lot of money on your over-under.
Yeah. Well, I didn't set the over and under on this one.
Okay.
But I think with Julian, it's probably safe to always bet the over on that one. 10-10-1. Oh, nice lob.
Oh, bad break off the net.
Bad break off the net. 10-10-2. What's interesting here, Dave, is this match has been not just controlled by Navratil and Lange, but supremely controlled by them. They just ran over them like a steamroller in game 1, have controlled game 2. But if Alshon and Arnold can convert a couple of points, it's all even.
That's a beautiful flip right down the middle. So on that one, you're looking really, we're in that positioning. Zane's got to cover line. All right, he's got to protect that. That ball goes there. That you're looking more at your deuce side player on the backhand stand there, but Alshon did hit the perfect spot right adjacent to the hip. Oh, that's good. Great defense in a row.
That's not coming back. So Navratil and Lange fight off a game point. Get back on their serve at 10-11-1. Game 2 is an excellent battle.
Great location on those shots by Zane.
That's a nice
Make your opponent pick up
Lange.
every single ball off the shoelaces there.
Yeah, we haven't seen many third shot drops from Lange, but that was a beauty.
Yeah,
11-11-1.
I do feel Erik is kind of feeling a little bit more composed with his shots right now, and I think he's just a little hesitant to fire like he was earlier. So he's a little more relaxed with that softer ball than he is finishing the long stroke on the drive. No reason to change anything now. I agree 100%.
Well, Zane with a nice drop.
Well, so we both thought one way, and the players obviously proved us wrong.
Okay, now we'll see it. 12-11-2. Uh-oh. That may do it. Nope. Nice control there by Julian Arnold.
Wow.
And that'll do it. Interesting little